as we were saying, like and subscribe. So let me just say this real quick. Look, there is a lot to unpack, a lot of BS from all these guys on the panel. First of all, I'll unpack the ekitike thing real quick because I think there's been this narrative that's been pushed that, oh my God, had Liverpool let ekitike go to Newcastle, they would have had Isak by now. That's literally what Liverpool wanted to do. Liverpool asked if they would have Isak if they let Newcastle have ekitike, but the narrative coming out of Newcastle was they wanted ekitike and Isak, and then Liverpool let them know we want ekitike as well, and then Liverpool ended up signing ekitike. So the problem is at the time is that wasn't the narrative coming out of the Newcastle, and that's the narrative that we discussed on this very show when Ashraf was explaining to us the infamous 4-4-2 how ekitike and Isak are going to play together. So the narrative at the time was, even if Newcastle do get ekitike, they're not going to sell Isak. So let's not change the narrative a month and a half later. That's number one. The same Craig Hope that Mr. Wolfie sent me his tweet yesterday going like, Newcastle, by the way, Isak is staying. That's what Craig Hope said. Okay, Craig Hope also said, debunking your point from last week about the whole replacements thing, is that the whole bidding process is the least of our worries because we know that Liverpool have the money. We know that Liverpool are capable of pulling up with the money. And I will actually re-emphasize my point by an article today from Keith Downey, the Sky Sport Newcastle journalist, who said 130 million and probably the deal gets done for Alexander Isak. That's his suggestion. I can bring up 100 million examples.
Wait. Whenever we said...
I didn't interrupt. Let me land.
Don't cut him off.
99.9999999% of the time, when you buy a player, you don't meet the selling club's valuation. Look from the beginning of the summer until this very second. Diaz was valued at 100 million. We sold him at 65. Nunes, we didn't want to sell to Napoli for 70. We sold him for 55. Ben Doak, we wanted 40. We got 25. I could go on and on. Every single person of us has sold a player for less than what the club valued him at. This is just the reality of transfers. You don't always buy the player for the exact value that the club wants. So they want 150 million for Isak. Cool. Liverpool are way more very normal for them to negotiate. Okay, obviously a bid is not going to be accepted for 110, neither will we pay 150. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle, like I have said, and even Wolf will be honest about this from the beginning. I said it's going to be 120, 130 in that range, and I stick by that until this very second. That's the funniest part. Now we come all the way full cycle. This very second, I still believe Isak will be a Liverpool player. I'll be completely honest with you. And I'll tell you why. Because of something Joe mentioned. Look at the last paragraph of the Newcastle statement. They did not close the door. They said if the right conditions are met. So you're basically saying, and this is the thing that I just don't get. Everyone after Newcastle's statement yesterday was atting me, tagging me, mentioning me everywhere, acting like it's done, it's finished. So why is it that the last statement says, if the right conditions are met, we are going to sell Alexander Isak? Let me tell you why Newcastle are in lose-lose if they don't sell Isak, because I know the question is coming. So what happens if they don't sell Isak? Okay, let's say Isak is a man of his word. He will not play for the first team anymore. He's going to rot in the reserves and play academy football. Okay? I'm going to give you guys all that. So if Isak for the next 3-4 months is playing academy football, Liverpool will get him for less in January. If Isak is playing academy football for the next year, Liverpool will get him for less in May. Newcastle are in a lose-lose if they don't sell Isak. Why? Great question. I'll tell you why. Because if they keep Isak, they don't have a striker. And if they sell Isak, they don't have a striker. The difference is if they sell Isak, they get 130 million, which helps them in FFP, in PSR, in so many different angles. And I'll end on this. Newcastle's problem has never been Isak, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, these guys. The problem in Newcastle is Joe Willock. Players like that are nowhere near good enough for a club that is trying to be a Champions League consistent club. You want to know how you improve that? You take that 130 million and you buy Malik Thiaw, Jacob Ramsey, Wissa, more and more 20, 30, 40, 50 million pound players that make you better. Me and Ashraf spoke about a player that me and him both liked, and that's Johan Bakayoko from PSV, as an example. 26 million euros. Would have made Newcastle exponentially better, as an example. So that's why, for me, if Newcastle don't sell Isak, I still believe that they're going to sell us Isak. I think it's just going to happen after the game. I'll be honest with you guys. I think we're being played here. Us, the content creators, the fans, everyone. I genuinely believe we're being played. I think all this is just some dramatic bullshit by both, to just clear their name. Isak puts out that story to show the whole world, guys, I'm not the bad guy. Newcastle puts out the statement to go like, guys, we tried to keep him. The trust is broken. It's gone. I believe after the Monday night game, it would not shock me whatsoever if Tuesday morning we all wake up, inshallah, all of us happy, safe, and healthy with your families, with your loved ones, and you look at your phone and you see Isak to Liverpool, done. They accepted the bid of 130 million. I think this is all a game just until the Monday night game. That's genuinely what I believe. And I think we're going to end up signing Isak still till this day. I believe that. And I haven't changed my mind because the statement at the end kept the door open. 130 million and he's ours. No problem.
Husam, what did Isak... Go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree if they don't sell him, they haven't got a striker. He'll play again. He will play.
Exactly. 100% he will play. 1,000,000%.
But how can you guarantee that?
You can get, because we've seen this before with other players. And he's not as big as those players. And question, Husam, can you show me again
what if he plays reserve football?
No, he'll do it for a month or two, and then he will play again.
Also, sorry, there's something I just want to respond to. Just real quick, I forgot to. I'm sorry. Just one thing. Joe asked, what's one season at Newcastle going to do? I'll tell you what it will do. What if Liverpool go on this season to win the quadruple, as an example?
Yeah, but you're not gonna demand.
No, but you say stuff like this. Think about this logically. What if Liverpool have an all-timer historic season, Premier League and Champions League, as an example? Okay, forget quadruple. What if Liverpool just win the Premier League and the Champions League? Very viable scenario, nothing crazy. It's possible. We could win both. If Liverpool do win both, Isak in his prime has spent another season trying to qualify for the Champions League. That's the difference.
No, but he's not. It's not like he's 28, 29. He's 25. He can still
26,
go next season.
27,
In fact, 26. Sorry. In fact, next season, more options. Oh, sorry, 27. More options open up for him because
who are the options? Who?
I said Barcelona because Lewandowski's probably not going to renew.
You keep saying Barcelona.
Wait. I don't want
over the line.
I don't want to. Yeah. But if they win
this,
if they
Barcelona,
stop, that's BS. That's BS.
Barcelona couldn't get a 50 million euro transfer over the line.
You guys, I thought he's 25 exactly. I don't know why people are saying 27. He's 25.
Is he 25? Why have I got 27?
Yeah. I checked it a month ago. Yeah, fair enough. FK. He's turning 26.
Bro, he's getting 26 in a month. Same thing.
Yeah, so he's not 27. That's not the same. Yeah. Anyways, my point is, you said in your statement of Isak, when you showed the screenshot, he's like, can you show me again what it was said? Like promises were broken from a long time? Oh no, he said the club. Yeah, no. He said the club knew his stance from a long time now.
Yeah,
right?
So he basically, I believe he had a gentleman's agreement with them to leave.
Okay, so yeah, guys, can you read? It says, the reality is that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. So Isak is a liar then.
Why?
Yep.
Because I'm looking at his quote from March 2025 before he played the Carabao Cup final, and I quote, he was asked about his contract situation. They asked him, are you open to a new contract? Verbatim, this is his response. Yeah, I think I've said I'm not really thinking about the summer, but yeah, that'll probably be a talking point. Once the season is finished, we will really see, because no talks have been held yet. So literally in his own quote, no, he says no talks have been held yet.
The broken promise is the contract. Stop, you're building on something wrong.
Wait, no, stop. You don't know my argument. You're assuming.
Go ahead.
He just said the club has known my stance for a long time. His stance apparently is he wants to leave, right? That's a stance. He wants to go to bigger things. If that's the logic, why are you saying in March that no talks have been held about your own contract? Why would you even want to have talks about extending your contract if the plans were already that you were going to leave? Why would there even be talks about a contract? So you either lied in March.
That's why I said you're building it on something wrong. Just give me 1 second, just so you don't build your argument on something that didn't happen. Craig Hope already said what the broken promises is. When Isak speaks about broken promises, it can only mean, believe sources close to the situation, the new contract discussed in spring, same time, March, of last year with previous co-owners and then denied by Paul Mitchell in summer of last year.
That's not what I'm referring to, Husam. Husam, that's not even the line I picked up.
That's what Isak is referring to.
So when he says the club knew my stance for a long time, what did he mean by that? What stance?
Okay, see, now you're mixing up timelines.
No. I'm asking you what in his quote yesterday.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay, no, but I'll tell you exactly what happened with the timeline.
What he meant.
Okay, because the timeline matters.
No, I don't want. Yeah,
okay, the part where you're talking about contract, that time, the March where he was talking about the contract, where he wanted to stay. After then is when Newcastle lost their sporting director. They no longer had a sporting director. And then after that, a contract was denied for Isak. And then he told them that he wants to leave. So both statements are true. He wanted a new...
No,
this is what
they're
happened first. First, he wanted a new contract. Newcastle denied him a new contract. Because of the broken promise, which is the new contract that they didn't give him, he now wants to leave. So these things are all in the past, but they didn't happen at the same time. You see, he wanted to extend first, but then he got denied that by the new sporting director after Amanda Staveley left. And then because Amanda Staveley left and the sporting director left, and he could not get a contract extension, that's when he felt like the promises were broken. So then he proceeded to tell the club,
Wait.
I want
Who's
to
the sporting
leave.
director? Who's
So
the
when
sporting
he
director
says,
that left?
hear me out.
They
So when
don't
he
have
says,
one.
the club has known for a long
Yeah,
time.
Paul
this does-
Mitchell. He left.
Wait,
He left
Habib,
end
one
of June.
second, 1 second. When he says the club has known for a long time doesn't have to be 4 years. Long time can be 2 months, 3 months. That's long time as well
What?
in a footballer's world.
Husam, he said the club knew my stance for a long time.
Since
What did
Everton,
he mean by that sentence?
Since Everton.
What did he mean by that sentence? Did he mean the contract or did he mean that he decided to leave?
Both, because they both happened in the past, and that's my point. The broken promise part is the contract.
So he lied. So he lied.
No,
then. If he said,
the broken promise is the contract. The stance is him wanting to leave after
I don't
denying
care about the
contract.
broken promise. I don't care. Habibi, he's not an idiot. He wouldn't say the club knew my stance for a long time and he would mean 2 months. That's not a long enough time. Are you serious? He's wanted to leave from 2 months. That's a long time he's been talking about. Really?
That's why you're
Stop
gaslighting.
clutching at
You're
straws.
gaslighting now.
You're not
You're
gaslighting. He said the club knew my stance for a long time. But in March, he said, yes, we will talk about the contract, but no talks have been opened yet. So
Okay.
which one was it? Did you have the intention to leave from before? In which case, you're lying now. Or did you clearly tell them you wanted to leave from before? In which case, you lied in March. Which one is it? It's one of the two. Both
Okay.
cannot exist.
Here, okay, let me explain to you why both can exist, and that's the problem with your argument. You're messing up the timeline here. You're talking about March. I've agreed with you on March. You're missing the point. So March comes around. Isak wants a new contract, okay? They deny him a new contract, okay? So that's the broken promise part. Now, knowing the
Okay.
stance...
Wait, where's this denial? Wait, just for
Okay, no,
clarification.
one second. Let me answer Ya Wolfi, Habibi. So knowing the stance part is from Everton. So that's what Melissa Reddy reported, and that's what all the other report. Remember the report that we discussed last week about how long Isak has told them, basically. So from the last game of the season, when the sporting directors left and the people who are like up top at Newcastle left, like the ones in charge of decisions and shit, when they left and they said nope, new contract from Everton. So from the last game of the season, match week 38 is when he told them, I want to leave. That's what's been reported. So
long time for him meant 2 months. That's what you mean. He
It's
meant
not
2
about-
months. That's a long time.
Yes, but here's the thing. It's August. If from a football perspective, I told
But
you
he
to
wanted
find
to leave
repla-
from. He wanted to leave
If I
from 2
told you
months
to
ago.
find a replacement for me from a footballer perspective 3.5 months ago, of course that's a long time. That ain't a short time.
Oh my God!
It's
Husam,
true.
You're clutching at straws.
Why does long
wallah.
time have to be like 4 years? Who
You're
told you
clutching at
this?
straws. So basically, this baby is crying because in April or May or whenever it was, they said no contract, and then a month later or 2 months later, they changed their mind and said, "Fine, here's a contract." So because they changed their mind in 1 month and didn't give him the thing that he wanted from the very beginning, he's upset and he's crying like a little bitch. Is that what it is? Is that what you're saying?
It's
Because
not about
literally, you're
crying like
basically
a little bitch.
you're,
If he
you're
feels
basically
like he was
saying,
going to get something and he didn't get it, he thinks that
He
the
got
trust
it.
is broken.
but he
No, he
got it.
didn't.
He got it literally a month later. He got it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh my God! You were the
He
one who
didn't,
said they
it's true,
offered
he
him 3
didn't.
or 4 contracts. You're the one who said they offered him contracts 3 or 4 times, and he said no. All
Yeah,
the
but
3
that's
times.
after the promises were broken.
When
Okay, so he's
is
kind
the question?
Yeah, when were they
When?
broken? So they.
The promises were
Habibi,
broken in March.
The reality is,
When he wants the
Husam is just
contract.
trying. Husam is speculating that he means 2-3 months. I don't.
I'm
think
not
Isak is an
speculating.
idiot.
I'm bringing up stuff.
I don't think-
Stop saying
I
I'm
don't-
speculating.
If
Just because you
okay,
disagree
fair.
with me, I'm speculating, but you're stating facts. I'm stating
Wait,
stuff
wait,
that
wait,
journalists have said.
No. You
None
you
of
are
us are
speculating.
Isak's bestie, bro.
You're speculating that that the long time he's referring to is 2-3 months. Maybe what Isak meant yesterday is from ages ago. He's told Newcastle, "This is my last season." Which, by the way, you hypothesized on that a couple of weeks ago, which might have happened. I'm not denying it. Maybe he did tell them 6, 7, 8 months ago. That's the speculation. Then we don't know if he's referring to 2, 3 months ago. In which case, it's weird to use the phrase "long time ago" because 2, 3 months is not a long time ago. I think what he meant is, I could be wrong, but I think what he meant is the club knew my stance from a long time, meaning for months and months and months, right?
Yeah.
From the beginning of
Yeah,
last
I
season or
agree
the
with
middle of last season. That means he lied in March. If that's the case, if you agree with me, he lied in March then.
But that doesn't
Because in
change
March-
anything. I don't think us agreeing or disagreeing on if he lied on March changes anything in this debate.
It does
all.
because it affects his credibility. Because now the club is saying something, he's saying something. Yes, they haven't spoken about the contract, so that might be a broken promise. But it makes it seem like Isak has exaggerated certain things.